Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the bakery. Guess what's in 6 days? That's right, the 248th anniversary of George Washington's crossing of the Delaware River. Also Christmas. Anyway, in celebration of these events, we're going to be performing a challenge that bears no relation to either of them at all. We're gonna see if I can beat Dark Souls 2 as Hawkeye. As we create Jeremy Renner, let me go over the rules and all that beautiful stuff. So I actually tried doing this challenge right after my candlestick video, but then tragedy struck, and my hard drive with all the footage gave up on me, so I ended up having to postpone it. However, because of a wonderful pastry known on YouTube and in my server as the Gizzard Wizard sending me a new hard drive, I've been able to continue my challenge channel venture with all of you, and now I can finally redo this challenge. Thank you so much, Mr. Gizzard Wizard, it really was such a lifesaver. So we're going to be adhering to the rules I gave myself last time I attempted this challenge. Seeing as Hawkeye has no powers other than his accuracy and keen hunting sense, we're not allowed to use anything other than the regular bows. So no great bows because in lore they require strength that surpasses that of a human, no crossbows, and no fun. This also means that I can't use the Dragon Rider bow because it also does magic damage, and like I said, Hawkeye has no powers. Even without the Dragon Rider bow, however, we still have 7 bows in our progression, and we actually have a bit of a workaround. You see, the thing is, we might not be able to use any special bows, but Hawkeye does use different tipped arrows. So we are allowed any tipped arrows, but we can't use anything other than physical infusions. Our goals are to kill every boss except the King's Cats and the Dark Lurker, as well as collect all 7 of our bows. Before my head is bitten off, yes, I'm aware Hawkeye also uses katanas, but his character and shtick are centered around his archery skills. Other than that, we're allowed any armor and rings. So without further ado, make sure to fasten your seatbelts because there is a lot we need to get through, and we're off to Drang Lake. Right off the bat, after seeing the most gorgeous hub of the entire series, we find that we only start with 25 wooden arrows.
Oh my god, bro.
I forgot about that. Woof. No matter, we grab our first Estus Flask shard, talk to a baddie, then make our way to the Forest of Fallen Giants. Jumping over just a little puddle, where it's made immediately evident how little ammo we have. So we rush through the enemy forces around us until we reach the Cardinal Tower. Now, we have access to our first unlimited source of arrows. Kind of. First, we need to spend 1,000 souls on Lenegrast key. So we use our couple of consumable souls, buy the key, take it to Lenegrast, and finally purchase another 19 arrows. Oh boy. Anyway, going back to the fortress, we get a soldier to commit treason, then immediately need to purchase more arrows. We're reminded why you don't fight groups in this game before showing them why they don't mess with the best. After that, we proceed to find a cartographer and another Estus Flask shard. Open the shortcut to the last giant, then head into the mansion back in Majula for another Estus Flask shard. Now it's about time to fight the last giant, who couldn't handle the bite of our arrows, and gets turned into a tree like the rest of his brethren. After getting the merchant to advance to Majula, we head to Hade's Tower of Flame, farming souls until we can level our short bow to level 4, and buy 600 wooden arrows. We go back and cheese the Dragon Rider Knight. I'm a ranger in this challenge, what did you expect me to do? Anyway, with that we grab some sublime bone dust and head down to the unseen path, just before No Man's Wharf. First, however, we invest a fair amount of levels between all of our relevant stats. When we go back to No Man's Wharf, we cross our fingers to find the sea bow, meet Lucatile, and somehow get one shot from a bow trap. Anyway, after picking our souls back up, we bring the Flying Dutchman into the harbor, open the shortcut, and take a little rest to avoid the shortbow insurance fee. Then, we meet Gavlan, buy some poison arrows, and we put Flexile Sentry down like the clown they are, sailing off to the Lost Bastille. After leveling our vitality and vigor, we head back to No Man's Wharf to farm our sea bow. It took a bonfire ascetic and 13 cycles, but we finally got it. The only unfortunate thing is we're about to get the longbow anyway. which is a straight upgrade for us. But, you know, it's good to have collected the Seabow now instead of later. With that out of the way, we head back to the Lost Bastille. We grab an Estus Flask shard and meet Lucatile again. Then we went back to the Forest of Fallen Giants and eliminated the Pursuer so that we could open the other side of the Lost Bastille, where we opened McDuff's and bought our upgrade, the Longbow, which we get to +7. Making our way through the Bastille prison, we stumble upon a fog gate leading us to the average For Honor match. But we first tried them because we are simply better. Afterward, we open the coolest shortcut in the series, then we make it to Sinner's Rise. As we head down the elevator, I realize we still have another 34 bosses after this one. It's slow going, but you know how it is. Anyway, we light the oil trails and get into the fight. It was definitely a close fight, but ultimately we proved you shouldn't bring a sword to a bow fight. At least, most of the time. So we rekindle the first of 4 primal bonfires, and we move on to immediately pay 2,000 souls to a con artist. Then we move on to Huntsman's Copse. We actually don't have another bow upgrade for a little while. Our next upgrade is the compound bow, but that doesn't actually become available until we free Ornifex and visit Brightstone Cove. So the longbow is our main weapon for a while moving forward. We're attacked by a forlorn shade, then we're attacked by another phantom. We open a shortcut, level up a little, and face the Skeleton Lords. Demolished. Although I will say my controller actually almost died during this fight, so I was stressing. Anyway, we get into Harvest Valley and go back to fight that one boss from that one Happy Souls video. This fight was hell. Hell on Earth. I don't know who decided the skeletons and Necromancer in the arena were a good decision, but they need to be. Then, on what was supposed to be our winning run, we fell off a cliff and died. So let's just go to Earthen Peak. We find Gavlan again and sell all our junk. Then we snipe some hot ladies. Get it? Get that one Mortal Kombat character to cause some destruction for us. Eliminate some chained up plus-sized men. See, I can be politically correct. Move through some incredibly toxic caves. Join the best covenant in the series. And make it into the Earthen Peak Windmill, defeating Jabba the Hutt. Afterward, we cause some recreational arson and finally get a rest from the frustrations of the enemies around us. We buy more ammunition, then level our stamina before facing Mytha, the baddie queen. I'm so sorry. Anyway, we've reached the Iron Keep, so we're skipping Smelter Demon for now by turning off the furnace to grab the bonfire and Belfry Soul. Then, when we get up to Belfry Soul, we find the Bellkeeper Bow, another of our 7 bows we need to collect. This one actually also is not an upgrade for us, but, you know, like I said, it's still good to collect one of the bows we need. Afterward, we bully poor little Oliver, then drop down above the furnace and light the Eagle's Idol bonfire and turn off the blazes. Then we go back to face the Executioner's Chariot again with our extra health. Finally, he falls to our volley of arrows. So we move on to Smelter Demon. So we'll just come back later. On to Old Iron King it is. Lighting his primal bonfire, we return to Majula. Now that we have 2 of the 4 primal bonfires, I decide it's time to start working on freeing Ornifex, so we head to the Shaded Woods. In the Shaded Woods, we meet Vengarl. Well, Vengarl's head, at least. When we reached the Shaded Ruins, we got invaded. I could have sworn I turned online play off. Anyway, we free Ornifex, and she tells us the service here sucks and she's going home. Afterward, we defeat Scorpioness Najka and make our way into the Doors of Pharos, where we meet Gavlan once more and our new infinite source of poison arrows. As we get out to Brightstone Cove Seldora, I decide it's time to clean the drain, so we drop down the well and eliminate the Royal Rat Vanguard. Easy peasy. Afterward, we head even deeper underground and find ourselves in the gutter, one of the worst areas of the game. Then we reach Black Gulch, the gutter, but worse. Would you believe me if I told you this is what we've been saving all our fire arrows for? No? Good, because I completely lied to you. From Software, try not to make the Black Sheep even harder to defend challenge. Anyway, after a slog through the cave, we finally reach the Rotten, and even with all those arms and legs, our services are still a little too pricey for him. So we get our first where the hell is Aldia? Where the hell is Aldia? Anyway, the last primal bonfire we have is locked behind an arachnophiliac's wet dream, my worst nightmare. So we head back to Brightstone Cove Seldora. On our way down to the cave, Congregation certainly did one of the congregations of all time. Then we take a cool zip line. Woo! We meet Ornifex and get our 5th bow, meaning we only have 2 left. Our endgame weapon and one that can only be obtained after completing the game. After being invaded again, we get invaded yet again! Who the hell is still playing Dark Souls 2 PvP? If you're watching this and your name is Uggs, something I couldn't read in time, or Perry, I hate you. Anyway, down goes Freya and Oh, now you decide to show up. Do you know how long I've been— Hey, where are you going? Marriage, am I right? Oh boy, the Shrine of Winter, and Drain Lake. I feel like Charlie and This Is Vendricks' Chocolate Factory. We light up a room and get a frozen flower. I wonder if that's used for the winter-related shrine, ever a mystery. We finally collect our endgame weapon, fire it in Ashandra's face, then we level our bow.
No, that's a lot of damage!
This is what greatness looks like. And this is what greatness looks like in action. Anyway, the next morning, we revive another giant thing, bringing down a big elevator. Then, we eliminate the boss that gave us so much trouble earlier without getting hit once. After, we pet a dog and a cat. We take the elevator to that one character from that one Quentin Tarantino movie in a very compromising position. I decide it's time to go back and eliminate some optional bosses we left behind. So we buy some lightning arrows and head back to the Lost Bastille to face the Belfry Gargoyles. Melted. Now we try the Royal Rat Authority. Demolished. Smelter Demon even? It was rough, but he too falls before us. Oh, I almost completely forgot about you, Pseudo Ornstein. Now, with all the bosses we skipped 6 feet under, we can move forward to Looking Glass Knight. Well, that was easy, and now we're... We meet a young woman who I assume has been trapped in this layer of hell for Lord knows how long, and she gives us a pebble. Afterward, we defeat our 4th Dragon Rider so far, then, after dying more than once just trying to get an Estus Flask shard, we finally make it to a fire. After indulging in my inner extermination dreams, we find a sad little woman and disintegrate her. Then we shock the Demon of Schlong, giving us a key to insert into the face of that one guy. After that, we make it down into the Undead Crypt and get another jump scare. There are easier ways to reach me, Aldia. Anyway, after freeing another trapped woman, we meet our first Imperius or something. They're so cool looking, I wish there was more of them. Anyway, we meet Agdane, who lectures us on bringing light down here, and we buy some dark arrows from him. I don't know what bosses they're useful for actually, but I'm sure there's somewhere they'll be helpful. We come out to a large open area before running through some graveyards and opening a clear path to Velstadt. Crushed. So we grab the King's Ring and head back to the Undead Ditch to open the gate to Aldia's Keep. When we get into the keep, we eliminate Lucatile's brother. Then we kill a giant basilisk, find some burnt dog pig things bathing in their own fluids, get grabbed. How the hell are you gonna tell me a move that insta-kills someone with almost 2,000 health is fair? Then we Anyway, time for Guardian Dragon, who's actually a wyvern. As seen on this graph, you can see the difference between... Oh, we already killed him. On to the Dragonary, with everybody's favorite Dark Souls furry bait. We're given a heart that lets us go into the memories of the deceased or something or other. I wasn't really paying attention. Also, I just want to say here, we're not killing Ancient Dragon, because there's no reason to, and it's already passive. In my mind, that ain't a boss fight, that's a slaughter. Slaughtering me, to be clear. Anyway, here we are showing off our miraculous new abilities, where we accidentally spend too long screwing around the first time, but on our second attempt we get our first soul of a giant. We get our next giant soul after killing the giant lord, then we get our last one from the 2 giants in Black Gulch, meaning we can now face Vendrick. First, we speak to Vendrick when he had only just begun going insane, where he tells us to play the DLCs. Shh, in time, Vendrick, in time. First, I started blasting. With that, all we have left now is the 3 bosses at the end of the game. So, standing here in front of the Throne of Want boss fights, it looks like it's time to tackle the DLCs. So we grab the Dragon's Talon and travel back to Black Gulch and head into our first DLC, Crown of the Sunken King. I only have bad memories of this DLC. I hate poison and I hate toxic, and that's what most of this DLC is. Luckily, this time around we are entirely built around ranged damage, so hopefully it'll pan out easier for us. Reaching Shulva, we hear something snoring. Uh-oh, it's Sin. We squash some bugs, then we're given a grand welcome before we get into the ziggurat. We start by finding Onion Bro's helmet. Oh, hell yeah, I didn't know this was here. Then we... Oh! Then we get some enemies to poke themselves to death. We turn some dial things and find the super secret bonfire. Anyway, the first of the 3 bosses we'll tackle is Elana, the Squalid Queen, where it was frustrating, scary, and close.
No, 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 no! Wait, 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 wait! Wait, 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 wait!
But we did it. Before we fight Sin, I want to try the Grave Robber trio. So we unlock the Inner Sanctum door and head up a ladder, defeating a phantom on the bridge. Then we venture into a painfully slow spelunking exhibition before coming out just to get ganked. Then fake Havel felt bad and basically just let us win. Time for Sin. I hate dragon fights. So much. So much so that I'm done with Sin for now. On to the old Iron Keep it is. So we grab the heavy Iron Key, head back to Iron Keep, and walk out into Old Broom Tower. We start off strong by stabbing some lady. We open a big door, then getting to our next bonfire. It's been easy so far. Too easy. That's more like it. We cheese an NPC, then we grab the Scorching Iron Scepter and insert it somewhere else. No, not where you're thinking. Bringing the furnace back to life. We grab the tower key and use it on the tower, leading us to the Iron Passage. Oh wow. Alright, maybe we should grab the Iron Crown first. So we take an elevator down, and here we are, standing outside of the Fume Knight fight. First, however, we grab more smelter wedges to take out the Nadalias buffing Fume Knight. Then we walk into his arena and challenge him. I might have made it look easy, but trust me, it was incredibly stressful. Anyway, we pick up the old Iron Crown, then we head back to the Iron Passage. Wow, how'd we get here? We find some chili dogs. Get it? Then navigate our way through a blizzard to grab the Eye of the Priestess, meaning we can now see Ava, lighting her ablaze. Into Ilium Lois we go. First, we start with completely upgrading our endgame fit, rated in the comments. Then we head back to the Grand Cathedral and talk to some lady who blows up a huge chunk of ice, revealing a doorway for us to make our way down to the Ivory King, where on our first try it's made obvious that this will not be possible without the other knights to help us out. Unfortunately, I actually don't have enough recording time left to finish up the DLCs. I'm going on a trip soon and I need to edit the video so it can go up while I'm gone. So, sadly, we just go back to the Throne of One to face our final challenge. Down goes the Throne's defenders. Then Nashandra comes up to bat. Melted. Here's Aldia, whose susceptibility to poison proves his downfall. So out of the throne room we walk. Fires lighting around us once again, springing to life. As we wander from the throne, we've proven you can always overcome your desires for power, and cast away our fate, ending the game. Meaning, we have successfully beaten Dark Souls 2 as Hawkeye. Kind of. Oh yeah, and here we also collect our last bow, the Bow of One, where I actually find out it does lightning damage, which I didn't see on the wiki. So technically I didn't need to collect it because I can't even use it. Turns out the 7th bow was the journey all along. Anyway, that means we've beaten Dark Souls 2's base game at least, with only regular bows. This challenge was definitely tough in some aspects, but it wasn't too bad overall. Bows are certainly a viable playstyle. Unfortunately, I couldn't finish the DLCs, and I blame that on my time limit this time around. Like I said, I'm going on a trip really soon, and I just have to get the recording and the video finished and out. Maybe if you guys want, I'll make a video doing the rest of the DLCs, or a short or something. Regardless, we did end up eliminating every other boss from the base game that we were required to, and I think half of the total DLC bosses, all with nothing but a bow. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Share it too with any Dark Souls 2 fans. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys today, so, as always, have a fantastic day.